My son has always dreamt of being in the spotlight. As his mother, it is my duty to help him live up to his dream. That's why I give him Vita every day, which contains iron, zinc, and vitamin C for everyday vitality, wellness, and the strength to pursue his dreams. Vita, strength to dream.
There are certain moments in the day when I need my me time to just unwind and indulge.
What is this?
The Cadbury goodness is in every pack of Cadbury 3-in-1 hot chocolate, making you feel cheerful and pleasant.
Now available in 30 grams and 450 grams.
My son has always dreamt of being in the spotlight. As his mother, it is my duty to help him live up to his dream. That's why I give him Vita every day, which contains iron, zinc, and vitamin C for everyday vitality, wellness, and the strength to pursue his dreams. Vita, strength to dream.
There are certain moments in the day when I need my me time to just unwind and indulge.
What is this?
The Cadbury goodness is in every pack of Cadbury 3-in-1 hot chocolate, making you feel cheerful and pleasant.
Now available in 30 grams and 450 grams.
My son has always dreamt of being in the spotlight. As his mother, it is my duty to help him live up to his dream. That's why I give him Vita every day, which contains iron, zinc, and vitamin C for everyday vitality, wellness, and the strength to pursue his dreams. Vita, strength to dream.
There are certain moments in the day when I need my me time to just unwind and indulge.
What is this?
The Cadbury goodness is in
My son has always dreamt of being in the spotlight. As his mother, it is my duty to help him live up to his dream. That's why I give him Vita every day, which contains iron, zinc, and vitamin C for everyday vitality, wellness, and the strength to pursue his dreams. Vita, strength to dream.
There are certain moments in the day when I need my me time to just unwind and indulge.
What is this?
The Cadbury goodness is in every pack of Cadbury 3-in-1 hot chocolate, making you feel cheerful and pleasant.
Now available in 30 grams and 450 grams.
My son has always dreamt of being in the spotlight. As his mother, it is my duty to help him live up to his dream. That's why I give him Vita every day, which contains iron, zinc, and vitamin C for everyday vitality, wellness, and the strength to pursue his dreams. Vita, strength to dream. My son has always dreamt of being in the spotlight. As his mother, it is my duty to help him live up to.
There are certain moments in the day when I need my me time to just unwind and indulge.
What is this?
The Cadbury goodness is in every pack of Cadbury 3-in-1 hot chocolate, making you feel cheerful and pleasant.
Now available in 30 grams and 450 grams.
My son has always dreamt of being in the spotlight. As his mother, it is my duty to help him live up to his dream. That's why I give him Born Vita every day, which contains iron, zinc, and vitamin C for everyday vitality, wellness, and the strength to pursue his dreams. Born Vita, strength to dream.
There are certain moments in the day when I need my me time to just unwind and indulge.
What is this?
The Cadbury goodness is in every pack of Cadbury 3-in-1 hot chocolate, making you feel cheerful and pleasant.
Now available in 30 grams and 450 grams.
My son has always dreamt of being in the spotlight. As his mother, it is my duty to help him live up to his dream. That's why I give him Born Vita every day, which contains iron, zinc, and vitamin C for everyday vitality, wellness, and the strength to pursue his dreams. Born Vita, strength to dream.
There are certain moments in the day when I need my me time to just unwind and indulge.
What is this?
The Cadbury goodness is in every pack of Cadbury 3-in-1 hot chocolate, making you feel cheerful and pleasant.
Now available in 30 grams and 450 grams.
My son has always dreamt of being in the spotlight. As his mother, it is my duty to help him live up to his dream. That's why I give him Born Vita every day, which contains iron, zinc, and vitamin C for everyday vitality, wellness, and the strength to pursue his dreams. Born Vita, strength to dream.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. May we rise to sing the national
I
anthem.
need my me time.
Please be seated. It is now 10 a.m. and it is with pleasure that I welcome you all to the 58th Annual General Meeting of our company, Cadbury Nigeria PLC. Thank you very much. I now declare the meeting open. Now, the registrars have informed me that we have a quorum in compliance with the company's Articles of Association and Section 256(1) of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020. Having formed a quorum, this meeting is therefore properly convened and duly constituted. I'd like to draw the attention of members to the registers of directors' shareholding, register of substantial shareholders, registers of members, and register of directors' attendance at board meetings and other statutory registers which are available for inspection as statutorily required. I would now like to introduce the directors, officers, and advisors of the company whom I will ask to stand up in recognition when I call their name. Well, my own name is Adedotun Sulaiman, chairman of the company. I joined the company as a non-executive director in August 2009, and I was appointed chairman of the board with effect from 22nd July 2020. Mrs. Oyeyimika Adeboye is the managing director of the company. She joined the board of Cadbury Nigeria PLC as executive director on November 30, 2008, and attained the position of managing director on April 1, 2019. Mr. Ogaga Ologe is our finance director. He was appointed an executive director on April 1st, 2019. Please be seated. Mrs. Ibukuwa Oshika is a non-executive director of the company. Mrs. Oshika joined the board of Cadbury PLC on 22nd October 2009. Mr. Sunil Patharasati is a director of the company. Mr. Patharasati joined the board of Cadbury as a non-executive director on 1st February 2018. Mrs. Kofuaki Kugbe is also a non-executive director, appointed to the board on the 1st of January 2021. I'm also pleased to introduce Mrs. Fola Akonde, the company secretary, chief legal counsel of the company. Their respective profiles are contained in the annual report on the company's website. We also have here the auditors of the company, Messrs. PricewaterhouseCoopers, who are adequately represented. The Security and Exchange Commission is present at today's meeting and is represented by Amaka Okechukwu. Also present is Miss Lillian Dako, representing the Nigerian Stock Exchange, and the representative of our registrars, First Registrars Investment Services Limited. Thank you. The Corporate Affairs Commission had sent their apologies, so they are not here. We also have shareholder representatives of the Audit Committee for the financial year ended 31st December 2022 present at today's meeting. They comprise the following: Mrs. Mary Joke Shofolahon, Mrs. Elizabeth Begbaje. Pastor Yelaki, the chairman of the committee, is unavoidably absent. He's out of the country. I will now call on the company secretary to read the notice convening the meeting. It's on page 7 of the report. Please.
Good morning. Notice of annual general meeting. Notice is hereby given that the 58th annual general meeting of members of Cadbury Nigeria PLC will be held in the banquet hall of the Civic Center, Ozumba Mbadiwe, Victoria Island, Banquet Hall, Lagos, on Monday, 26th of June 2023 at 10 a.m. to transact the following business. Ordinary business. To lay before the meeting the audited financial statements of the company for the year ended 31st of December 2022. The report of the directors, together with the reports of the auditors and the audit committee thereon. 2, to declare a dividend. Thirdly, to elect and re-elect directors. Fourthly, to authorize the directors to fix the remuneration of the independent auditors. Fifth, to elect members of the audit committee. Sixth, to disclose the remuneration of the managers of the company. And now special business. 7, to consider
Being in the spotlight. As his mother, it is my duty to help him live up to his. That's why I give him Born Vita every day, which
to consider and if thought fit, pass the following resolutions as an ordinary resolution of the company. A, that subject to the provisions of the rules of Nigerian Exchange Limited, NGX, namely the rules governing transactions with related parties or interested persons, a general mandate be and is hereby renewed for the company to enter into recurrent related party transactions for the company's day-to-day operations, including the procurement of goods and services on normal commercial terms in compliance with the NGX rules. B, that the directors be and are hereby authorized to complete and do all such acts and things, including executing all such documents as may be required to give effect to the transactions as authorized by this ordinary resolution. 8, to consider and if thought fit, pass the following resolution as a special resolution of the company. A, that the articles of association of the company be amended by the insertion of a new clause 47 subsection 3 to read as follows: a member of the company or proxy may participate in any general meeting via teleconference, video conference, and any other technological means that allows the participating member to hear and be heard. Any person so participating in person or by proxy shall be deemed to be present in person at the meeting and shall be entitled to vote and to be counted in a quorum accordingly. Such meeting shall be deemed to take place where the chairman of the meeting is present. And 9, to approve the director's remuneration. Notes to the notice. Voting by interested persons. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. My statement on the company's activities for the year is on pages 14 and 15. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. That then takes us straight to the first item of ordinary business for the day. The first item on our agenda for today is to lay before the meeting the financial statements of the company for the year ended 31st December 2022. The reports of the directors, together with the reports of the auditors and the audit committee thereon, which had previously been circulated to shareholders in accordance with the Companies and Allied Matters Act. I will now call on the representative of the auditors to present their report, which is on page 83 of the annual report. Oh, okay. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like we have an issue with the auditors. They are not here yet. They may be held up in traffic or whatever. But what I would do is just, in the meantime, go to the to hear from the audit committee of the company. Now, what I would do, I would now ask Mrs. Shofolaho to stand in for the chairman of the audit committee and read the report of the audit committee contained on page 80 of the annual report. Mrs. Shofolaho, please.
Mr. Chairman, Board of Directors, my co-shareholders, good morning. The report of the audit committee is on page 80 of the annual report. I read, in compliance with section 404, subsection 7 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act of Nigeria, we have 1. Reviewed and ascertained that the accounting and reporting policies adopted by the company are in accordance with applicable legal requirements and agreed ethical practices. 2. Reviewed the scope and planning of audit requirements and found them satisfactory. 3. Appraised the financial statements for the year ended 31st December 2022 and are satisfied with the explanations provided. 4. Review the company's systems of accounting and internal control and found them effective. 5. Review the external auditor's management report for the year end 31st December 2022 and that management is taking appropriate steps to address issues and comments noted in the report. The independent auditors confirmed management full cooperation in the course of the performance of their duties and that they were not limited in any way by the company and its management. This report was signed by Pastor Oyelakinlare Awobode, chairman of the audit committee, who is unavoidably absent, is out of the country. The members of the audit committee are Pastor Lanre Awobode, Mrs. Mary Joke Shofolaho, Mrs. Elizabeth Gbegbaje, Mr. Sunil Patasarati, Mrs. Kofo Akikungbe. Attendance at the committee meetings for the year 2022 held respectively on 24 January, 22nd March, and 25th July, and October 2022. So the attendance was there. The company secretary served as the secretary to the committee. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Shofolaho. Thank you very much. Now, while we wait for the auditors to read their report, which I can confirm to you is a clean report, clean opinion, may I crave your indulgence that we should proceed to dealing with the issues around the financial statements. Can you please give me the microphone, please?
Secretary, read the report. I say my name is Chief Shotunde Shokweju, Chairman Beacon Shareholders Association, and all other things. Since the independent auditor is coming late, can the financial director or the company secretary read the report of the external auditor? And after that, he should not get any increment this year. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Can you please give?
Yes. No. What did he got this one? He didn't ask question.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, please.
I think to help Babaino, what we need to do is to proceed with the meeting. I know they are coming for this meeting. We pay them the service they are rendering.
Yeah.
So it is their duty also to render the service which they have been paid for.
Absolutely.
So we'll go ahead. Before they run the meeting, they will come and read the report. They will close the meeting from there.
Sure.
Thank you, sir. Please, Chairman and board members, Akinlade Matthews, my name. I'm the President of Nigerian Shareholders Association. I think the auditor's report is there, and they have appended their signature to it. So, with that, if and they didn't express any reservation, I would think we can ask the CFO to read that report on their behalf, and then we can go ahead. It will not be right for us to be discussing the financial statement without reading the auditor's report. Thank you.
Can you give the microphone?
My name is Benga Edo. I support the comment of the other speaker before the last. You cannot discuss the issue of this AGM without reading the auditor report. It is not done. I would suggest that Ms. Chukweju, the chairman of the audit committee who represented us, we voted her. They work on that account to give us the report. I would not succumb to the secretary or the financial to read because the report they were considering. I support the chairman of the audit committee to read the report for all of us.
Well, okay, I think what we should do, the auditor's report, can I have your attention, please? Let me have your attention. The auditors have done their work. They've certified the accounts. They've signed it. The signature is here. It's all there. Reading it here is a formality, which is an important formality. They will do it. But it does not take away from the substance of the issue, which is the accounts. So you have the accounts before you. Have questions and comments. We'll take the question and comments now. When they come, they will read their report, just to fulfill all righteousness, okay? So I'll suggest, therefore, that we'll proceed with the questions. Yeah. So questions and comments on the other financial, which was circulated along with the notice convening the meeting. Let me get you out of the way first.
The chairman, very distinguished fellow shareholders, other members of the board. Mr. Chairman, permit me to start on the note of thanking shareholders who have stayed back. I stayed down to look at what some of us have done this morning. With due respect, some of us are much more interested in the puff-puff that was in the bag, and they have since gone. But since we have decided to stay back, please let's realize that it's a business meeting and give maximum attention so we can also take away benefits, because I'm sure there is something that you will learn from what the company will be saying to the questions that will be raising. Thank you very much, fellow shareholders. Mr. Chairman, I know that you have some majors. Now, I'll introduce myself, don't worry. That you have some major areas of interest. One of them is arts. The other one is religion. And the other one is music. But I will take them in that order when I do the presentation. It's going to be short. I can confirm that to you. But Mr. Chairman, I don't have the gloss copy of the annual account. But if you look at the front page of this annual report, you are going to find how happy the woman is. But be patient, young man. As a person, and I carry the titles Nona, Awo, as names, I can confirm to you that I am not as happy as that woman on the front page of this annual account. And if you're wondering why, having also stepped into this hall and I looked at the size of decoration and how beautiful it is, I wish our dividend was this beautiful, if not handsome. So if you package this hall, you'll have packaged our dividend as well. But I don't think you package our dividend. But I'll be talking about it much more as we go along. But Mr. Chairman, realizing that our factory is a stone throw from Kalakuta Republic, New Kalakuta Republic, when you put this meeting on a Monday, I will leave other people to sing the Monday song to you as rendered by Fela. Huh? But let me come to the account proper. I'll be hoping that the Cocoa Life, the way it is currently structured, given that it has a lot of inputs from our foreign partners, that we should consider pushing our catchment area to the south-south. I know that some states in the south-south also produce cocoa. Part of Akwa Ibom does produce cocoa. Part of Cross River does produce cocoa. Part of Delta does produce cocoa. Because the more we have in terms of supply, and should one region be caught up in any crisis, we will be sure that some will come from other crises. So that's the first major assignment I think that this board needs to take away. The second major assignment that I also think that you need to look at has to do with the representation of our CSR vis-a-vis what you have on page 50. Because on page 50, you displayed items that we gave to some homes. And if we gave items, I'm sure we didn't have the cash equivalent in that presentation. So going forward, let's have, as part of our CSR, not the 730,000 that you mentioned, let's also have the non-cash contribution. That way we have a better picture as to what we are giving back in terms of to society. But Mr. Chairman, let me come back to the issue of dividend. I know that one of the directors read physics, and I'm told that in physics, as well as in chemistry, that's what they call inversely related. And I'm wondering, inversely related, and I'm wondering why that should be brought on the table when it comes to our dividend. If you look at page 4, dividend is stated there, 40 kobo. Last year it was 50 kobo. Page 55, the same thing. Page 88, the same thing. But interestingly, in the last two pages, 55 and 88, we have a situation where we had an increase in earnings per share. So why will you pay us less? Why will you pay us less? And I don't know, one of the answers that you are likely to give has to do with the, we want to conserve funds. With all due respect, I'm not asking you not to conserve funds. But I will also tell you another story of the accountant and the lawyer. Very many times, apologies to the lawyers here. One of them is seated to my right. They will tell you they don't know mathematics. But when they want to charge their legal fee and you pay less than 1 naira, they will tell you the amount is not correct. So if you don't know mathematics, how did you get to know that the thing is less? But for the accountant, they make sure that other people don't spend. But in their own case, again, apology to another accountant on my right. When it comes to what benefits them, everything can go up. And that cannot be the case in this instance. Because with due respect, Mr. Chairman, I don't think with this your approach, you are minority shareholders friendly. I don't think so. And you know why? If you look at page 121, cost of servicing the board went up. The highest paid director's money went up. And then I'm asking myself, what happens to me as a minority shareholder? If you then look at page 115 and 119, payments to bank went up. Technical agreement fee went up, so our foreign partners don't have any cause to complain. If you then also look further, you are going to find that consultants, how much we pay consultants. Unfortunately, the auditors are not here. But when they come, we'll also repeat it to them. They shouldn't classify themselves as consultants. Directors' fee, audit fee should be stand out. But whatever it is, they and other people, their fees went up. And I'm asking, what crime has minority committed? Every other person has opportunity of raising his own, but we have a situation where even the tax that we pay to government went up. So what crime have we committed? Because we invested? I don't think it is right, Mr. Chairman. I don't think it is right. And I'm hoping that we should not be left to be taking the crumbs all the time. We will not be left to be taking the crumbs. And I'm hoping that when we get to director's fee, again, which we have some mismatch in terms of numbering, we'll probably will also ask you to stay on where you are last year or year before. So if you don't think that we should get higher fee, Chairman, will reduce everything today. But for the future, which is far more important for me, if you look at page 117, I think, and 124, it's important that I mention that I appreciate the fact that you have helped to increase our fixed assets, because my understanding of new assets is that you are gearing for better production. And in gearing for better production also means that the top line most likely will go up. And following on that is that the bottom line will also go up. But I'm wondering on the inside page, why our major area of interest is biscuits. I read the chairman's statement, and I did see there you talked about the issue of forex as a challenge. Even from our borrowing is also indicated there is a challenge. So why are we importing flour as part of making biscuits? In economics, you said you are best when you take your local advantage. We produce cocoa as a country. Who says we cannot start with cocoa drinks? Why are we doing biscuits? Because if the the exchange rate goes higher, it's only big men that will eat biscuit. Because some of the biscuits you see now, some of them are worse than slice of bread in terms of thickness. So you're not going to be making as much. That's my understanding. Don't forget I'm a layman. Okay? But I think that our major area of strength is taking an extract from the cocoa and then putting it with some water, and we will sell cocoa drink. Just like the Indians are taking 1 teaspoon of milk and adding plenty of water, and they are selling it to our children as a milk drink. We have the resources. But by the way, who say we can also not produce the chocolates in Nigeria and export to Europe and America? Why will they we send the raw material to them? They take it, add a little more to it, and they send it to us at exorbitant prices. We'll be challenging this board. Yes, we know that you are affiliate of all sorts of multinationals, but we must begin to produce cocoa, chocolate and chocolate related in Nigeria, and we sell to Europe. That way we'll make money. That way we make forex. We can't continue to do this second-class citizen because, we can't continue and it won't help us. Mr. Chairman, let me also call your attention to what you have on page 7. And I think that there's a mix-up there, and I think this has to do with the company secretary. If you look at that page, there's nothing there that is indicating that we are approving director's fee. But if you look at the proxy page, you'll find there is need for us to approve director's fee. So please, let the original number 7 be 7 on page 7. And that is that we are approving director's fees. Okay? No, and on the agenda, it should be item 7. It's not there. But it's on the proxy page. Okay? The other one that I also think that the company secretary must also help us as minority shareholders is the unclaimed dividend. Unclaimed dividend on page 138, 167 million. And literally sitting with our registrars. I also do recognize that the office of the registrar is an extension of your office as company secretary. So one major assignment that you and whoever is our relationship or investor manager must do is to make it a priority that that figure must go down. Whatever magic that it will take, it must go down. Chairman, I recognize your concern, but concern and not acting are not the same. So we must begin to act, and the act is that the number must go down. If you ask me, the first year we must take that number down by 20% max minimum. If you haven't done 20%, you come here next year, I would not consider that you have done enough work. Okay? Because you are not likely to have the foreign partners' money or monies held down for that long and they won't claim it. So we have a responsibility to the locals so that they may also make sure that, that probably be one of the ways they will make up for the 10 kobo difference between what you paid last year and what you are paying this year. Okay? Mr. Chairman, I also think that's a publicly quoted company. I find on page 171, you called it dividend history. And I said, you can't have a dividend history that doesn't have the dividends amount that you paid in dividends every year. So just add one more column. And after you finish the year, okay, please put the amount that you pay. That is the only way that people will understand that you really pay in dividends. And the years that you also don't pay, it becomes obvious. But I think that for a publicly quoted company, your 5-year financial summary should also carry another line that talks about your closing price for those 5 years. And you know why? Everybody is looking at returns. And the dividend yield will be a major factor as to whether a man should come into your company or not. But it's also important that you know, Mr. Chairman, as minority, the person who carries the flag, Cadbury is XY in terms of market capitalization, is the foreign partners. But the person who makes that possible are the locals here. And the more that you encourage us to take interest in the company, the better for us. Understand me, I'm not asking you not to save money, but don't save money to the point that we are not as attractive as people would think. Okay? So it's important that half the price, the dividend that has been paid, half the price. In total, people can do a little more of arithmetic. Mr. Chairman, I already said it. Going forward, and I think this also concerns audit committee, please don't allow any auditors to bring any account to you that is not separating auditor's fee from consultancy. Because what we have as shareholders is statutory right. What we have as a statutory right to approve, just like director's fee, is auditor's fee. So when you lump it in the manner in which I've seen, it becomes confusing for me. Okay, if I missed it, it's because I'm not an accountant. But Chairman, I also want to confirm that your swag, I thought it was beginning to go up. You know, there was one place where you lost swag. And when you came here, and then I thought the swag was going up. Will you be happy that you are giving 40 kobo? Thank you very much. I'm happy that you are smiling. Thank you very much.
Mr. Chairman, a lady here. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, Mr. Chairman, other board members, the regulatory authorities here present, my fellow distinguished shareholders, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Barrister Detutu Shinyombola. I'm the president of Highly Favored Shareholders. Mr. Chairman, I have some observations, comments, questions, and suggestions on Cadbury Nigeria PLC 2022 annual report and accounts. With your kind permission, I will quickly run through them. When I marry financial highlights on page 4 with operating results on page 55, I observe the following. Revenue grew by 30% from 42.4 billion naira to 55.2 billion naira in the year under review. Gross profits grew by 19% from 6.5 billion naira to 7.7 billion naira in the year under review. Results from operating activities declined by 61% from 491.5 million naira to 194.1 million naira in the year under review. Profit before income tax grew by 18% from 1.1 billion naira to 1.3 billion naira in the year under review. Profit for the year grew by 30% from 449.7 million naira to 583.1 million naira in the year under review. Basic earnings per share in kobo grew by 30% from 23.9 kobo to 31.1 kobo in the year under review. Net assets per share in kobo declined by 2% from 726 kobo to 708 kobo in the year under review. I observe a growth in our turnover and profit in the year under review. I want to seize this opportunity to encourage the board and the management team for their efforts and implore them to do more. On page 15, board and management changes in chairman's statement. I observe that Ms. Nadia Mohammed, one of our non-executive directors, resigned from our board on the 28th of June 2022 after serving us for 1.5 years. I want to seize this opportunity to thank her for her meritorious service in our company and wish her the very best in our present and future endeavors. On page 28, the beautiful faces of the board of directors. I observe that we have 4 ladies in the board of 7 directors, which amounts to 57%. But now that Ms. Nadia Mohammed has resigned, we are left with 3 ladies in the board of 6 directors, which amounts to 50%. This is still commendable. Please keep it up. On page 29, the beautiful faces of the executive management team. I observe that we have only 2 ladies in the management team of 8 members, which amounts to 25%. This is unacceptable on gender balancing. We have to improve on it going forward. On page 54, shareholding. I observe that we have a major shareholder with the minority shareholders in our company in the year under review. I would like to know who is representing the interest of the minority shareholders in our board. On page 56 and 57, attendance at board meetings and board committee meetings is good but can be better. We need to improve on our attendance. On page 58, interest of directors. I observe that only 2 directors out of 7 listed have our shares attached to their names directly in the year under review. There is no disclosure of indirect holdings. Why? On page 64 and 65, reward and recognition. I observe that we rewarded 109 employees for their loyalty, commitments, and dedication to their duties at our 2022 Long Service Award. This is commendable. Please keep it up. I also observe that we have a total of 16 awards to our credit in the year under review. This is highly commendable. Please keep it up. On page 87, statement of financial position. Trade and other receivables under current assets went up from 4.1 billion naira to 5.2 billion naira in the year under review. What are the modalities in place to collect this debt from our customers to the barest minimum so that it will not end up as bad debts that will be written off? Trade and other payables under current liabilities also went up from 18 billion naira to 20.5 billion naira in the year under review. How do we intend to pay this debt to our creditors? Lastly, I observe that we have used our annual report judiciously to advertise all our products. This is commendable. Please keep it up. Thanks and God bless you richly for this opportunity. I appreciate it, sir.
I want to get a chance.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. All the board, my esteemed shareholder, good morning. My name is Pastor Olagoke Samson Olusegun. I represent the Impressive Shareholders Association Incorporated all the way from Ibadan. First and foremost, Barrister have already said a lot, but for me, I want to commend our amiable chairman of our great company, Cadbury PLC, for a wonderful and excellent result. being considered today. And also commend my woman, my madam, MD, Mrs. Oyeyemeka Adeboye, for his untiring efforts, dedication to the duty during these challenging years. Means that what a man can do, a woman can do better. Please, a round of applause for the woman. And now take me to page 27 to 37. Going through that page, all the board and management, I confirm that we have a quality, hardworking, vibrant, that will take our company into a greater heights. Keep it up, sir. Page 55. Barrister Shemode have made mention of operating research. When I look at it, what brings this an excellent research? The impressive performance. One, our company improve on operational efficiency. Two, excellent customer service. Three, steadfast implementation of our strategic initiative during the financial years. Please keep it up. Not finally. My question: what is the plan for year 2022 beyond? Secondly, how far about the business transformation programs? I mean, training. What is the company doing about the welfare and the woman capital development? Lastly, I commend our company secretariat, Mrs. Fola Akande. She is very vibrant, hardworking, accommodative, friendly with all the shareholders. Madam, keep it up, man. Thank you for the opportunity given to me.
Mr. Chairman of our great company, Cadbury Nigeria PLC, other directors of our company, fellow distinguished shareholder, good morning. My name is Okezie Boniface. Mr. Chairman, despite the lower dividend, we must also commend the company at least maintaining the consistent of the dividend payout year in, year out. Notwithstanding the headwinds in the economy, the purchasing power that's not even there for Nigerians to make use of our product, purchase it. So even the ones available, the price is also high. Putting all this in together, that also showing the profit, notwithstanding. But the most important thing, that the board who has the prerogative to propose the dividend has also proposed. But Mr. Chairman, I'm worried that people are here this morning, despite the cost of transportation to be in VI, are here today. But I'm also commend the company secretariat, whatever they are putting in their bags, at least some of few products for them to compliment. I want to commend her for knowing the harsh. I think that can caution effect of them to come here and going empty-handed. Mr. Chairman, I want to also advise the company that since the dividend, the money is here, we are not borrowing it. The registrars have been employed to service us. Why do we have to wait tomorrow to pay that dividend? That dividend should be paid today, so that the people who have no money going home will also use their ATM to withdraw money somewhere to transport themselves back home. So it must pay today, Mr. Chairman. As soon as we approve it, the registrars have no other business doing they should pay all today. Before we leave the hall, we must have our lot on the dividend. So the question of the, as if they are updating the registrar, they have updated their registrar. They have known how many people, number of people they will pay. So, Chairman, I applaud you, the board. They must pay today, not tomorrow. And that's also give me comfort that yes, my coming here should not be in vain. So that 40 kobo, I must pocket it today into my account. Mr. Chairman, I want to also commend the Corporate Affairs and the Company Secretariat, even though it was black and white, we're not enjoying the picture as like glossy. So at least showcasing shareholders' activities and the way the company have also displayed the activities in this annual report is very unique. At least shareholders who are able to be here last year can see their picture in the annual report. Even if you go friends in the house, they saw the annual report in your home. You are featuring in Cadbury, are you a member of Cadbury? I think that's also giving them a joy. I want to commend them for maximizing that space to feature our activities in our account. But next year, let it be something clear that people can enjoy the picture and appreciate what you have done so. Mr. Chairman, like the last speaker before me spoke about the director, Nadia, that resigned. I want to also to thank her. At least the 1.5 years, we felt her impact, contribution. So we wish her well in her future endeavor. I don't know what was her mind, but I think the Cadbury is a good company. But if we have joined into political affair, we can't stop her not to go out. That's the beauty of it. Mr. Chairman, my worry is also on cost of doing business in Nigeria. If you look at page 119, Mr. Chairman, the cost of doing business, we talked about energy today, is been increasing in tariff. They say by end of this month or 1st of July, they're increasing tariff on energy. Even when the power is not really availability, you burn diesel and do other things. But I believe that Cadbury itself have also developed an energy is on its own, not depending on the public grid, whatever, for us to power our plant. So in that direction, we also believe that the cost of energy will go down drastically. Mr. Chairman, the early speaker talked about increase in technical productions. At least our technical partners should also help us. Apart from the biscuit that was seen coming from Mondelez, I don't see another product that are coming there right now, apart from existing product we have before. So that biscuit, I know they have a lot. If you are thought of doing biscuits, not only one brand we should produce it. It's going to be a matter of choice. Adults eat biscuit, children eat biscuit. To me, I don't eat much sugary biscuit. I can take the one that's sugar-free. It's just like if you are doing gum, there's chewing gum that's sugar-free. Every adult eats it today. Mr. Chairman, if we are depend on importation of flour, we have the millers who does this is here. It's a different ball game. I don't think we are having a flour milling on our own. We have millers who does it. So if the price is right for us to do biscuit, why not? But we must do that biscuit variety, that whichever you like. If you want to take tea, if you want to take pap, and your choice is biscuit or bread, it depends on your choice. But we must make it availability, and must be also rich for the people. That's what I'm asking for. Yeah, cocoa, we can increase it. Every state in the federation, apart from the few states, Ondo, Ekiti, and Oyo, that are producing. In Abia, we produce cocoa. When I was born, I have it. My father will have the cocoa. In Abia, we have it in quantum. Going to South Akwa Ibom, Calabar, to Delta, we have cocoa, which also allow the farmers there to experience the hospitality of Cadbury to be able to sell their product to us. We must make cocoa, either the powder ones, raw powder. A lot of people are buying this market today. That also held on its own, apart from the one Bonvita. There's raw cocoa that not mixed with any other thing. Is also healthy. We should also have it in store, manufacture those things. It will go a long way. What we want to do is to raise revenue, grow our revenue, so that we can pay higher dividend. As a matter of fact, I buy a lot of those products in supermarket, cocoa, powder, that's not Bonvita. And that's why I recommend for adults to take. We should be able to have it, Mr. Chairman. And that will also go a long way to increase our profitability. Mr. Chairman, I also want to advise us, if we reduce the cost of productions, there's no way we cannot pay more high dividend come next year. 55 billion as against 41 billion, that on expenses on its own by nature, we should also prune it down by next year. But I don't know what years is going to look like. Mr. Chairman, the economy is biting hard. The purchasing power is no longer there. So if we've increased, like we did advertisement here, we should also watch that advertisement. Our product today, except we have new ones that people are not used to, we cannot advertise it. Our product, as far as Cadbury is concerned, Bonvita, that's one of the #1 beverage today. Both adults and children like it. So we don't need to advertise it. Except what I'm looking at coffee there, all those new products, Mr. Chairman. So we don't need to, except to have new products. We cannot showcase this is a new product. By the time people get awareness of it, we slow down on advertising them. That's the way to go, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, having said that, looked at this annual report, I don't think it's a bad account. In all sanity, it's not good, it's not bad account. We have done very well. But the problem we have is the economy and the slow purchasing power for the Nigerians. Otherwise, our product is hot cake. 3-in-1, we don't see it readily available. That's the one that's scarcity here, the one that comes from Ghana. Why can't we manufacture it here? 3-in-1 is a good product. But if it doesn't come regular, that's another problem, because children love it, even adults. I take it. I don't need another extra milk again. It's built here. So, Mr. Chairman, we must also replicate it here than waiting for Ghana to supply. It's very important. So we have a good product. It's only the money for people to purchase these things, and the price relatively low. People will go for it. So I believe that by next year, Chairman, the board, and the management will make our dividend to go high, so that people will not come here criticize you, even when the report have performed very well. But because of dividend now that's low, you have some criticism today. But I believe come next year, you go further to pay us higher dividend. God bless our company.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for giving me the opportunity. My name is Mrs. E.O. Obidei, National Coordinator of Ark of God Shareholder Association, Incorporated. Sir, whenever I take my annual report, the first thing I used to observe is the second agenda, and that is declaration of dividend. And I found it in this annual report, which is satisfactory. But we can do more. Wherever female are, we are very, very industrious, productive. When you have a female beside you, you won't quickly have gray hair, because there will be a lot of advice from. So I'm not saying you are an old man, but I'm just telling others. Female will express advice so that gray hair will not be there. Next year we can get 70 kobo. This 40 kobo, Oliver Twist asked for more. The 40 kobo is too small. There is no kobo again. If you, all these children, give them 1,000, give them 50 kobo, they will pick 1,000. Let's improve. You have tried. Page 20. Sorry. Page 26. Page 26. We've seen the award that was obtained 2020. Is a great job. The management and the team are doing a great job. Page 84, sir. The key audit matters. Very important. And there was no claim. We need to listen to our auditor for the key audit matter. The advice that they used to give us, we used to take it. The annual report, somebody was saying is black and white. If it is glossy or colored, we will not be able to take dividend. Our management have managed our resources in producing this. This is an advice. If we take this, like our association, we have to have it in archives. This thing, wherever it goes, it shows our performance. If I want to tell anybody, buy shares in Cadbury, and it takes this, it will show our efforts, management, staff efforts. Because you've shown a lot of things you are doing, the picture, the award, and other things. The management team, let's clap for them. Because when we clap for them, next year, I think they can give us 1 naira or 70 kobo. It's Ajakori Nwanwu. When they see that we clap for them and we praise them. Sir, look at this all. Look at this all. There was an AGM we went last year. We are just 4 or 5 rows. You can see that shareholder love our company, love Cadbury. And this is the time of rainy season, sir. We need to use something to warm our body. We can get 2 instead of one Vita, sir. We can get 2. We are much, but we can get 2. I know you can do it. Shareholder, what do you think to it? What do you think to it? Is it good for us? It's good for us. So, and many people here, the front row, the back row, we have an elderly people. Pensioners retired, but they are not tired. Pensioners retired, but they are not tired. Before the meeting close, maybe you do something to it. Even if not for us, for the elderly people here. Thank you for this opportunity. I use this opportunity to... Can I continue, sir? The legal department, I am using this opportunity to appreciate them. There was never a time you requested for annual report or anything from Cadbury. If you will see somebody that will answer you and give you the feedback, the good results. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Can you give it to Chief Shokweju?
Mr. Chairman.
Yeah.
Mr. Chairman.
Yeah.
My word of advice.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, all other protocols observed, and my fellow shareholders, I am on a low platform. I am a local man, and thanks be to my mother for...
Please, can we have your attention,
and thanks
please?
me to my mother. Because
let's have your attention, please.
Because what I want to advise you is about our payable to the other party that has eaten deep into our money. What I think our company can do is that instead of having products from overseas and all other things, we have a lot of materials, raw materials in Nigeria, which you can process. For instance, instead of asking for biscuit, you have got to make floured cake and you put it into adu. In eastern region, you have cocoyam, which we use in making ekpan kuko. Get it mill, dry it, and tell us how to cook ekpan kuko. You have vegetables which you can dry, like efirin, the bitter leaf, and so on. Process them, put them on the market, and send it to African countries. And you will find that instead of you paying for articles like biscuits and so on, you can always have something back into our covers. All these are there. Then you have ogi, which we will say ogi yogon. When you process them, this can be taken to Britain, and people have been taking it to Britain. And if the Britons feel that it looks like cocaine, they will say, make that ogi here, and the ogi will be made. When they find that it is raw ogi, that is dried, you will make money. Instead of you paying pay to our core investor, you will then get money. These are the things. You have what else again? You have a edikaikon, which you can always say this is okasi, afang, and so on. Make them, particularly for women who are workers and cannot cook for their husband. Give them directives. There was once a company that has been using our raw materials, but they don't have a list of what they have processed in those days. Catalog it, and if we have a catalog of things, we can always produce it made in Nigeria. Our country is said to be one of the 6th richest country, marketing country that can always have their feet on the ground. These are the things I want to tell you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Okay, I'll take two more. The gentleman in the red cap. The man in the red cap. 2 more.
Thank you for the opportunity, sir. Mr. Chairman.
And please, one appeal.
Yeah, just one.
Please don't cover any subject somebody has brought up before.
No.
Something new. Something somebody has talked about. Yes, something new.
And very
don't
important.
Repeat any point has been raised by
my name is Fayeshe Stephen Olatunji. Stephen Olatunji Fayeshe. That's my name. I thank God Almighty for Cadbury. It's a wonderful company. And then we are producing things that will be useful to everybody. But this morning, I just want everybody to know that we on this side of the divide, let us start making one concrete correction about our country. We are not a company, a country of rogues. If everybody is one, I'm not a rogue. The insult passed to me at the registration point this morning is very, very bad. And I was not even the only one. But it's wrong. A top management staff is calling us rogue. As old as I am, by the special grace of God, 70 plus. Excuse me, sir. It's wrong. We are not all rogues in Nigeria. That image it pains of me this morning. Pains me to the marrow. That's why the fact they gave me a card for me to collect my pack. He said no, he has seen my face before, that I've collected and I said, look, I'm the chairman, board of trustees of a shareholders association. He refused. He said no, he doesn't believe me. That somebody has played prank. I don't play prank. An accountant, an insurance man. Why do I play prank? Please, I want that correction made. I won't mention him.
I think I can apologize on behalf of the company. Clearly, that's not company policy, and that's very regrettable. The last person, yes, please. That's the last one, yes.
Mr. Chairman, board members, my colleagues, esteemed shareholders, good morning. My name again is Matthew Akinlade, President of Nigerian Shareholders Solidarity Association. I align with previous speakers that have commended the board for good performance, but I want to start on a lighter note. People have been talking of growth in revenue, but if you go to page 55 of this annual report, 2021, it was put there that the revenue was 423.7 billion, and this year is 55 billion. So if the company really dropped from 423 billion to 55 billion, I'm just wondering if that is a growth. But that's in the lighter mode, and I believe it's an error which should not occur in the future. People should be reading through before the final print. And probably, I think this may be a pointer to where Cadbury is supposed to be. Yes, I have a relationship with Cadbury years ago. I think in the 70s, I was employed as an accountant. And before I was seconded to Nigerian soft drink company, the manufacturer of Schweppes, which they started. Cadbury was a top-notch company when it comes to food industry. Now, looking at her performance, yes, people have applauded us, but I strongly believe that we need to upscale our performance. We are not where we're supposed to be. We are supposed to be among the foremost food company in Nigeria. I'm a player in the capital market, and one of my core interests is food industry. Food, even in spite of all the challenges in the economy, food industry is doing well. So we need to check. When I passed through Cadbury office this morning, I look at it. It was shining, beautiful. Nice paints. We want other things about Cadbury beyond paints to be beautiful. We want our own life too to be shiny by giving good returns to investors. Nona commented that performance in terms of profit after tax was higher than previous year. Why is dividend lower? For me, assessing a company, I go beyond profit after tax. The key one is the results from operations, operating activities. What is the kind of return that we generate? If you look at results from operations on page 4, on the performance at a glance, if you look at results from operation, from 491 million the previous year, we dropped to 194 million. So we are not doing well in terms of operation. And if you look at our gross, while revenue grew by 30%, the gross profit grew by only 19%, which means our operating cost is on the rise. And we need to tackle it. We need to do something about it. What are we going to do? Is it to increase prices, to have a reasonable return, or to find a way of reducing our cost? Our cost input, we need to work on it. On page 6, I look at the board of directors. None of the directors is classified as independent director. CAMA 2020 prescribed 3 minimum as independent directors. So I want the chairman to address this and tell us what we are doing about it. Looking at page 56, board meetings. I look at the attendance at board meeting, super good. But looking at committee meetings, governance and risk committee meeting didn't meet at all in the course of the year. Are we saying we don't have anything for this committee to sit and discuss throughout the year? So we need to look at that. Now, if you go to page 87, I look at the note 24, our borrowing, which was a total of 10.5 billion the previous year, has gone to about 23.9. That is 128% increase in borrowing. I think we are just lucky that we made the profit that we made because we have some finance income, probably from treasury activities. We were able to make some good money, because I look at finance income on page 88. It was 856 million the previous year. It went to 1.6 billion, which is 82% increase. That is our saving grace in the year that we are considering. So we need to map out strategy. I know we have a lot of gurus on the board, and I respect them. I respect the chairman a lot. Mrs. Awosika has been a top-notch, and so also others. So we need to look at our strategy and look at how do we take Cadbury to a higher level. In the past, Cadbury was one of the foremost food company. What are we doing wrong? What are we not doing right? So we need to look at it. Another one I look at is note 10, item 1, personnel costs. That jumped up by 55%, from 3.7 billion to 5.8. Is it a general review? Is it increase in number of personnel? We need to understand it. Yes, we raise all these points because it's our company, and we want the company to do better, to give higher return to us. Please, it's not just criticism, it's to get us on our toes for improved performance. I wish our company the very best going forward, and I pray that next year you are not going to come with cobbles. You'll be talking of naira. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I will take one more from this side so as to balance the whole thing. Just one. No.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Please, again, don't repeat any point somebody has raised before. Please.
I will be very brief. I want to subscribe to the good points the earlier speaker has made and add a few points. To be specific, on page 161, my name is Prince Dr. Anthony Omoni Omojola. On page 161, I want to appreciate the efforts of the board and management to keep away from litigations. It was near the previous account and near this year. I have my commendation for the board and management. On page 143, I want to emphasize one of the earlier points, one of the points said by the earlier speaker. If you look at note Roman figure 2 on page 143, Cadbury Ghana Limited, you found that the company sell confectionery and in turn purchased 3-in-1 hot chocolate. If you look at the amount there, what we sold to them was just about a third or 1/4 of what we pay to them when they have turned our raw material around and give us 3-in-1, which means if we produce and do the refinery and the turning around locally, the company will have benefit more. So I want us to watch that. If you look at page 127, talking to our cash management. Cash and cash equivalent there, note 19, you find out that we have a total of 27.4 billion. When you relate this one to note 24, where we look at our loans and borrowing, that is 23.9 billion. And when I revert back to what we earn as a result of those efforts, we have 1.6 finance income, 1.6 billion finance income, and we have about 500 million as finance costs. I want the management to look into that in detail so that we can do a better matching instead of having a mismatch. There's no need to, if you have enough cash, which you can manage very well, there's no need to go at borrowing. That is very, very important. Having said that, I'm trying not to repeat what the earlier speaker has said, like I was one. Yes, that's page 89. That's why I picked that finance income and finance cost, Chairman. 88, precisely. So, having said this, I want to associate myself with the goodies already expressed to the board and management and say kudos to your efforts and wish you well. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I think we'll record it. Now, in the why I'll make progress. The auditors are here now, so I think before we deal with questions and issues raised, can we hear from the auditors? May I call on PwC to please come forward and read their report? Oh, PwC, please, here.
Good morning. Good morning. First and foremost, I want to sincerely apologize. I had a slight emergency this morning and we couldn't get a quick replacement to get here in time, but I apologize. With the kind permission of the members, can I read the first, the second, and the last paragraphs, taking the report as read?
Okay, please go ahead. Go ahead, please.
Okay, thank you,
please
sir.
Please go ahead.
Independent. Thank you. Independent Auditor's Report to the members of Cadbury Nigeria PLC. Report on the audit of the financial statements. Our opinion. In our opinion, Cadbury Nigeria PLC's, the company's financial statement, give a true and fair view of the financial position of the company as at 31 December 2022. And of its financial performance and its cash flows for the year then ended in accordance with international financial reporting standards and the requirements of the Companies and Allied Matters Act and the Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria Act. What we have audited: Cadbury Nigeria PLC's financial statements comprise the statement of financial position as at 31 December 2022, the statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income for the year then ended, the statement of changes in equity for the year then ended, the statement of cash flows for the year then ended, and the notes to the financial statement, which includes a summary of significant accounting policies. Basis for our opinion. We conducted our audit in accordance with International Standards on Auditing, ISAs. Our responsibility under those standards are further described in the auditor's responsibility for the audit of the financial statement section of our report. We believe that the audit evidence we have obtained is sufficient and appropriate to provide us a basis for our opinion. Independence. We are independent of the company in accordance with International Code of Ethics for Professional Accountants, including International Independence Standards, that is the IESBA code issued by the International Ethics Standard Board for Accountants. We have fulfilled our other ethical requirements, ethical responsibilities in accordance with the IESBA code. The last paragraph. Report on other legal and regulatory requirements. The Companies and Allied Matters Act require that in carrying out our audit, we consider and report to you on the following matters. We confirm: 1, we have obtained all the information and explanation which, to the best of our knowledge and belief, were necessary for the purposes of our audit. 2, the company has kept proper books of accounts so far it appears from our examination of those books, and returns adequate for our audit have been received from branches not visited by us. 3, the company's statement of financial position and statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income are in agreement with the books of accounts and returns. This was signed by Udochi Mogilim for PricewaterhouseCoopers Chartered Accountants, Lagos, Nigeria, on the 27th of March 2023. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I think we'll now talk about some of the issues raised during the question and answer session. I think for me the big elephant was the issue of dividends. Was dividends smaller this year than last year? Now, many of you, of course, will know that we operated and will continue to operate under very, very tough economic conditions. The Cadbury Nigeria was not exempted. So there's some significant challenges that we faced. And I think, like you guys have mentioned, management needs to be commended for delivering the result that we got in spite of, not because of, some of the challenging environment. So that's the specific issues. Now, with specific respect to dividends, it has to do with, we've made the money, but we don't have the cash. That's the long story short. What I will now do is ask the managing director to elaborate on what I mean by, even though we've made money and there are a lot of cash in the books, a lot of that cash doesn't belong to us.
Thank you, Doctor. I think it's appropriate to just give a bit more insight into the financials of the company. And I'm happy that quite a few shareholders here are financially savvy, so it helps to do some of this explanation. First of all, thank you, sir. One of the shareholders talked about lower operating profit. That is true. And the reality is that our operating profit is lower because our cost of doing business is much higher. In Nigeria today, somebody talked about flour. We don't import flour. We buy flour in Nigeria. We buy flour from a supplier in Nigeria who, as we all know, imports flour. The cost of importation, as you know, there is no foreign exchange. It is not a secret. So when the suppliers are supplying us, the rate of exchange at which they use is the rate at which they source. They do not source from the central bank because they don't have access to central bank FX. We also have, as you probably know, you did mention, one of the shareholders also mentioned the fact that we have interest income. The reality is that we also have a lot of foreign exchange liabilities. We have had to borrow to pay our suppliers in dollars. We are yet to get the dollars to pay back our suppliers. So we are sitting on Naira in our bank. But that Naira, at the exchange rate it was then and the exchange rate it is today, I don't think I need to bring a calculator out to explain that to you. I think we all know the reality of doing business in Nigeria. So in order to carry on business, we have had to, even the equipment we buy, machinery we've had to buy, spare parts we've had to buy, we have had to raise foreign exchange to buy those parts to keep the business going. In doing so, we have borrowed money. If you look at page 153, you see all our dollar and euro and pound borrowings to carry on the business. The reality of doing business in Nigeria is that you have the Naira, but your suppliers need to be paid in dollars that you don't have. So in many situations, we've had to take loan facilities from our banks in dollars, even though the Naira is sitting there, sourcing the dollar to pay the Naira. I'm sorry I'm going back and forth, but I think it's important to explain this, has been very difficult. So, while we have Naira sitting in our accounts earning Naira interest, the reality is that it's a devalued Naira that we are carrying in our books. In financial terms, the business is actually at a net negative cash situation when you take the dollar that we have, borrowed, and the Naira cash that we have, waiting to pay the dollars, hoping that we'll have access to the dollars to pay. The net situation at today's exchange rate is actually significant. I think that is what I'd like to use to explain to the shareholders the reality of the business. The chairman has mentioned net cash. We do not have that cash to pay. And people are saying to us that, but there's money in the bank. I think you need to look at the balance sheet and look at the other side of the balance sheet to see the liability that is actually dollar-based. I hope that helps to explain to the shareholders.
Well, the other question, because I know we are justifiably concerned about dividends, and this is a dividend-paying company. We also know that things have changed since then. May 29 was a watershed day for Nigeria in terms of exchange rate. You know about that, and the exchange rate now is about almost getting to 800. The thing about it is that we owe dollars, so we need more Naira to pay those dollars. And chances are that we're going to have to take an exchange loss in this year's books. But that's to say, by the time you translate, all you need to do is calculate the difference between Naira at 470 and Naira at 800. And multiply by the dollars you owe. That's a loss. So one of the things you are going to see in next year's account is a huge loss. Now, whether we can trade our way out of that loss and still be in a position to pay dividends remains to be seen. All we need to know is that the country is under pressure. We all will be canvassing for subsidy removal, exterior unification, and so on. But the converse of that is that we all have to tighten our belt and pay. We are going to begin to pay the correct price for the things we consume. And what that means is that there will be a lot of adjustment. A lot of adjustment. And it's going to affect everybody. It's going to affect prices. I mean, the immediate impact of that is cost. Everything goes up. Particularly if you're in a business where you import a lot of your inputs, it goes up. And the only way you're going to be able to recover is to increase prices. And you are increasing prices at the point where people have less money in their pockets. So buying power, purchasing power is going to be affected. I mean, so the long and short is that 2023 is going to be a tough year. Not just for Cadbury, it's for everybody. Everybody. So we're going to take the hit. So I'm just saying, let's get our mind set for the fact that we'll do our best. We'll continue to work very, very hard, very, very creative and so on. But everything is stacked against us. But hopefully, it's a one-time cost, a one-time pain that we're taking. And I want to get over it, and we'll adjust our ways of life, our way of living, our consumption pattern and so on. I think we can then begin to see increases. But it's going to take... So this is the pain. It's the year of pain. And I will just appeal to all of us to be understanding. The good thing, of course, that we all live in this country. Cadbury is just one of your many investments. The Cadbury product is one of the many things you consume. And you're going to find that Cadbury cannot be an exception. If everything is gone up, Cadbury products will go up as well. Everything is going to go up. And there's a possibility that we may be able to, we may sell the same, we get the same something, but the quantum will reduce because everybody is cutting back. So that's the reality of our situation. So I would say bear with us, almost like an advance warning. That next, we'll talk about dividend. I pray we're in a position to pay dividends at all next year. And I can assure you, at the management level and at board level, it was a struggle to agree 40 kobo. It wasn't an easy battle. The natural thing would have been to say, look, you don't have money, we are owing foreign debtors and so on. Why would you be paying dividends out of money that you owe to other people? But we said, look, this is we have a history, we have a track record we'd like to maintain. That's why we did what we did. So it's an appeal. I think a lot of the issues that you raised are noted. I did ask the managing director about cocoa from the southeast. Do you want to say something about that? Cocoa Life.
I think the important thing is that we have started the Cocoa Life scheme this year. This is our first year. It's a long journey. It's not something we're going to do in 1 year. And we have to take each region as we go. We are working with cocoa farmers. We're going from region to region, working with cocoa farmers to help to improve yield, to help to improve farming practices so that they can have world quality cocoa to export. Of course, we'll also buy from these farmers. We are going back from region to region. We definitely go pan-Nigeria. But there's no point us going everywhere and not doing a good job. There's a team that is working with us to do it, and the team is working through a geography. So south-south, southeast, southwest, everywhere that there's cocoa in Nigeria and there are cocoa farmers, the plan is to touch them. What I can guarantee is that we will do it, but it will not be in the 1 year. It's a long journey. We started this program. We've done it in Ghana. We've done Ghana for decades now, touching all farmers. Again, it's a journey, as we did in Ghana. That's what we want to replicate in Nigeria. I think we need to also appreciate our holding company who's investing in cocoa farmers globally, not just in Nigeria, but also in other countries as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Other comments, I'll make brief reactions to. Number one, the thing about dividend history, including the amount and the closing price. Noted, we would explore the possibility of doing that, and we'll take advice from regulatory authorities and so on. On unclaimed dividends, the company will continue working with registrars to do all that can be done to bring that number down. My appeal to you is to please update your details with the registrars. So part of the reasons that accounts for unclaimed dividends is the disparity between details they have on record and your current situation. So please do that. Now, on the issue of independent directors and the vacancy on the board, we'll use the opportunity of that vacancy to appoint another independent director. And in doing so, we also make sure the gender balance that is now currently in favor of women will remain in favor of women. So we'll fill that vacancy with another woman, hopefully because of the year. I think that's pretty much. I think we should make progress. Is that agreed? But who? Oh no, the auditors they read their report already. Oh. So the next item on the agenda is the election of members of the audit committee. The next item on the agenda is the election of shareholders of the company to the audit committee for the financial year ended 31st December or to end 31st December 2023. Section 404(3) of the Company and Allied Matters Act 2020 mandates that a public company shall establish an audit committee and that the committee shall consist of 3 representatives of shareholders and 2 non-executive directors nominated by the board of directors. What? The auditors, in addition to the report to the shareholders, are required to submit a report to this committee. The board has nominated Mr. Sunil Patarasathi. Please stand up for recognition. Oh, okay. Okay, my apologies. My apologies. Oh, okay. Okay. Haven't heard from the auditors and haven't taken your comments and questions. I hereby declare that the audited financial statements of the company as at 31st December 2022 and the report of the directors, auditors report, and the audit committee thereon be and is hereby properly laid before the members of the company, and that the directors be discharged of their responsibilities to the company in respect of the audited accounts. Okay. So, yeah, that's it. Yeah. Okay. So the next item on the agenda is the declaration of dividends. The board is pleased to recommend to shareholders a dividend of 40 kobo per ordinary share of 50 kobo. I would like to move, and I will get a seconder. I move, therefore, the motion that a dividend of 40 kobo per ordinary share of 50 kobo each be and is hereby payable to members whose names appear in the register of members in respect of the financial year ended 31st December 2022, subject to the deduction of appropriate withholding tax at the time of payment. May I have a seconder for this meeting, please? Okay.
Mr. Chairman, thank you very much. My name is Alaja Sarata Iyabode Balogun. I rise to second that motion.
Thank you very much. Okay, so can we put it to vote? Registrars, are you ready? Yeah. Okay, so we'll now put the motion to vote. Please, you have this machine. Please exercise your vote. Those in favor, what do they do? Registrars, can you help me here?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, the Board of Directors, the shareholders, and the esteemed shareholders, ladies and gentlemen. For the purpose of voting on each of the resolution, we are going to display the device so that I can further explain on how to make use of the device. Please display the device. If you are voting for any resolution, you please press 1A on the device. While if you are voting against, please press 2B. And please ensure that the screen of the device is blank. Thank you. So the next resolution, which I just been read by the chairman, is the declaration of
dividend.
Dividend.
Yeah. So please vote now.
Declaration of dividend. If you are voting for declaration of dividend, you are voting for, please press 1A. If you are voting against, please press 2B. We've gotten 25 responses, 28 responses, 37, 40, 54, 62, 67, 71 responses, 72, 73, 75, 77, 79, 80, 81, 81 responses, 81 responses, 83, 84, 84 responses, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 89 responses.
Okay. Any time limit for this voting?
Yes,
how many?
Yes, sir.
I will run out of time.
Thank God. I'm going to call it now.
Okay.
Yes, yeah. 94 responses already. Please calm down, please. You have 9 seconds left. 7 seconds. 2 seconds. Poll close. Please display the result, please. At the end of the voting on this the resolution, which is the declaration of dividend, we have 102 shareholders voting by proxy and physically present, with the total shares of 1,415,456,120 units, while we have only 3 against, with 411 units. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. According to the result read out by the registrar, I will declare the motion carried. Thank you very much. The next item on the agenda is the election of directors. In accordance with Section 285 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020 and Article 88 of the Companies Articles of Association, Mr. Ogaga Ologe, please stand up, and Mr. Suni Patasarati, being the longest serving directors since their last election, retired by rotation and being eligible, offer themselves for re-election. I'll move them as 2 separate resolutions. Please sit down. Please sit down. I hereby move the resolution for the re-election of Mr. Ogaga Ologe as a director of the company. May I have a seconder for this?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Prince Adewale Oyenuga. I second the motion.
Okay. Can we put it to vote again? How many minutes do you have? 1 minute or
10 seconds.
30 seconds?
Yes.
Okay, please, can you please vote for the re-election of Mr. Ogaga Ologe? If you agree, press 1A, and if you disagree, press 2B. Just press your device.
We have 71 responses already.
74, 75. 81, 82. 86 responses, 88, 89. Please calm down, please. We have 8 seconds left, 7 seconds, 5 seconds, 2 seconds. Poll close.
Okay, so what's the result?
Please display the result, please. At the end of the voting on this resolution, which is the re-election of Mr. Ogaga Ologe as a director of Cadbury Nigerian PLC, we have 99 shareholders voting by proxy and physically present, with the total shares of 1,415,427,347 units, while we only have 2 shareholders voting against, with 5,150 units. Thank you.
Thank you very much. On the basis of that poll result, I declare the motion carried. The next resolution, I hereby move a resolution for the re-election of Mr. Sunil Patasarathi as a director of the company. May I have a seconder for this motion, please? The lady in the yellow, yeah, that's right, yes.
I, Christiana Olufumilayo Adebayo, support the motion. Thank you.
Okay. Can I put it to vote, please?
Yeah. Thank you, sir. For the purpose of voting on that resolution, please press 1A if you are voting for, press 2B if you are voting against. We've got 23, 24 shareholders voting, 41, 49, 58, 64 shareholders has voted already, 71, 72 shareholders voted, 75 shareholders, 75 shareholders voted, 75. Please calm down, please. 5 seconds left. 4 seconds. 2 seconds. Time up. Poll close. Please display the result. At the end of the voting on this resolution, we have 88 shareholders voting by proxy and physically present, with the total shares of 1,415,573,178 shares, while we only have 5 shareholders voting against, with 11,750 units. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Following the results of the poll as announced by the registrar, I declare the motion carried. Thank you very much. The next item on the agenda is to authorize the directors to fix the remuneration of Messrs. PwC, who have indicated their willingness to continue in office as the company's auditors. I move the motion and ask for a seconder. I hereby move that the directors be and are hereby authorized to fix the remuneration of the auditors, Messrs. PwC, who are to hold office from the conclusion of this meeting until the conclusion of the next annual general meeting. May I have a seconder? Okay. The man in yellow.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. My name is Tom Akibe. I second that motion.
Thank you very much. Okay, can we put that to vote, please? Again, if you support the motion, press 1A on your device. If you are against, press 2B.
Yeah, thank you, sir. 49, 53, 55, 59 shareholders, 69 shareholders voted already, 72 shareholders voted, 74, 75, 76, 77 shareholders voted physically already, 78, 80 shareholders voted physically. 80 shareholders. 81. 82. Please calm down, please. We have 7 seconds left. 6 seconds. 3 seconds. 2 seconds. Poll close. Please display the result. At the end of the voting on this resolution, which is to authorize the director to fix the remuneration of the auditors, we have 88 shareholders voting through proxy and physically present, with the total shares of 1,415,385,285 shares, while we have 5 shareholders voting against, having shares of 258,741 shares. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Again, with the result announced by the registrar, I declare the motion carried. The next item on the agenda is the election of shareholders of the companies to the audit committee for the financial year ended 31st December, or the financial year to end 31st December 2023. Section 4043 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020 mandates that the public company shall establish an audit committee, and that the committee shall consist of 3 representatives of shareholders and 2 non-executive directors nominated by the board. The auditors, in addition to their reports to shareholders, are required to submit a report to this committee. The board has nominated Mr. Sunil Patasarati, please stand up for recognition, and Mrs. Kofuaki Kugbe, please stand up, as its representatives on the audit committee during the financial year ended to end December 31st, 2023. Please sit down. With respect to representatives of the shareholders on the audit committee, the company secretary received 4 valid nominations within the statutory timeline for the following members to represent the shareholders' interest on the audit committee. The 4 nominations are Pastor Oyelakin Lanre Awobode, Mrs. Mary Joke Shufolahan, Mrs. Elizabeth M. Begbaje, and Mr. Ajani Tunde Oluwole. So, with the help of the registrars, I will now do the election of or re-election of the members of the audit committee.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
The first one. Okay, please go ahead. Yes.
For the purpose of voting for the members of audit committee, is going to be by show of hand. So, if you are voting for any candidate, you raise up your hand with the admission card. But please know that you can only vote 3 times, since we have only 3 vacancies. If you vote more than 3 times, it means you are jeopardizing the chances of your candidate. Thank you. So the very first candidate.
Oh no, there was one withdrawn. Yeah. Who was it?
I'll give him Amusa.
Amusa just withdrew. So, is Mr. Oluwole here? He's not here. Our pastor is not here, so he's online anyway. Yeah, sure. Okay, please go ahead.
The very first candidate for the purpose of audit committee election is Pastor Oyelakin and Awobode. If you are voting for, please raise up your hand for counting. Please raise up your hand so that people. You are still voting for Pastor Oyelakin Awobode. Please raise up your hand properly for counting.
shareholders. They are shareholders representing. For CSOL. Wọ́n máa vote. Wọ́n máa tún sọ pé the voted as annulled. Ẹ̀gbọ́n rẹ̀ wọ́n ti rí.
Okay, thank you very much. The next candidate is Mrs. Mary Joke Shofolahan. Okay. The next candidate is Mrs. Elizabeth Begbaje. Have you finished counting? The last but not the least candidate is Mr. Ajani Tunde Oluwole. Mr. Ajani Tunde Oluwole. Mr. Ajani Tunde Oluwole. Thank you.
But they give me the. Do I announce or they announce? Registrar, can you please come. Can you please announce the results? You need to announce.
Yes. At the end of the voting, that is for the purpose of audit committee, we have Pastor Yilakilari Awubode with a total vote of 105 votes. Mrs. Mary Joke Shofolahan, 130 votes. Mrs. Elizabeth Begbaje, 141 votes. Ajani Tunde Oluwole, no vote. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. now that you have approved the 3 representatives of the shareholders who have just been elected, I move that, that pursuant to Section 4043 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020, an audit committee of the company be and is hereby appointed to fill until the conclusion of the next annual general meeting. The following people are to constitute the membership of the committee: Mr. Sunil Pasasarati, Mrs. Kofaki Kugbe, Pastor Oyelaki Awobode, Mrs. Joke Shofolahan, and Mrs. Elizabeth Bobaje. May I have a seconder for this motion, please? Okay.
Thank you, my chair. My name is Pukwala Moshood Mabinori. I so do.
Okay. Cool. Can we put that to vote, please, Registrar? No. You sure about to? Okay, I'm advised that there's no need. Thank you very much. The next item on the agenda for today is the disclosure of the remuneration of the managers of the company. In accordance with Section 257 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020, which mandates the disclosure of managers' remuneration to members of a company at the annual general meeting, I hereby draw shareholders' attention to page 120, note 10I of the annual report, where the manager's remuneration has been duly disclosed. And with that, we come to the end of the ordinary business. You have a question? Okay. Okay.
Thank you very much, Chairman. Ibekwe Roberts Adenoba is my name. You have disclosed the manager's remuneration for the year. And this, of course, disclosure is not an item for voting. Yeah. But I want to ask, in the annual report here, nothing was mentioned. There is no item on the agenda for directors' remuneration or fee. Are you... All right. Thank you very much. So the director's fee will be approved. I'm going to second.
Thank you. Okay. So that is also special business now. Okay. We shall now proceed to the next item on the agenda, which is a special business that relates to the general mandate authorizing the company to enter recurrent related party transactions. I move the motion as follows. That subject to the provisions of the rules of the Nigerian Exchange Limited, NGX, namely the rules governing transactions with related parties or interested persons, a general mandate be and is hereby renewed for the company to enter into recurrent related party transactions for the company's day-to-day operations, including the procurement of goods and services on normal commercial terms in compliance with the NGX rules. That the directors be and are hereby authorized to complete and to do all such acts and things, including executing all such documents as may be required to give effect to the transactions as authorized by this ordinary resolution. May I have a seconder for this motion, please? Okay, the man at the back.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Mr. Akiode. I second the motion.
Okay, so can we put that to vote, please?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. For the purpose of voting on that resolution, like I had earlier mentioned, you please press 1A if you are voting for. Please press 2B if you are voting against. Can you display the resolution, please?
1A for yes, 2B for no.
68 shareholders have voted already. 70 shareholders. 71. 72 physically present. 74. 75. 76 shareholders have voted here physically. 79, 80, 80, 83, 83. Please, calm down, please. We have 7 seconds left. 5, 3, 2. Time up.
We can run it again.
Please display the result. At the end of the voting on that resolution, we have 91 shareholders voting through proxy and physically present, with the total shares of 6,948,354 units, while we have 3 shareholders voting against with just 905, because the foreign partner did not participate in this resolution. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Again, on the basis of the results announced by the registrar, I hereby declare the motion carried. The next item on the agenda is an amendment to our Articles of Association. The Business Facilitation Act 2022, which was recently passed and signed into law, has amended the Companies and Other Matters Act 2020 to allow companies, both public and private, the right to hold their general meetings electronically. In the light of this, the company will require a special resolution to amend its Articles of Association. I'd therefore like to move the following motion: that the Articles of Association of the company be amended by the insertion of a new clause 47(3) to read as follows: a member of the company or proxy may participate in any general meeting via teleconference, video conference, or any other technological means that allows the participants to hear and be heard. Any person so participating in person or by proxy shall be deemed to be present in person at the meeting and shall be entitled to vote and to be counted in a quorum accordingly. Such a meeting shall be deemed to take place where the chairman of the company is then present. That's the motion. May I have a seconder for this motion, please? The lady in black.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Olima Grace Chibuzo. I rise to second the motion.
Thank you. Registrars, can we put the vote?
Okay. For the purpose of voting on that resolution, please press 1A. If you are voting against, press 2B.
For yes, 1A. For no, 2B. Okay, can please pause the...
Sorry, Chairman. I just want some clarity around this resolution. The way it's been put is to say that we can just go full blast electronica. That's my understanding of it. Which means that we not have physical. Otherwise, I would have thought that the resolution will have read that in addition to physical meetings, because unfortunately a number of us will come here with second motion. You come here next year, no meeting. I think the resolution should read that in addition to physical meeting, the company may hold...
No, why?
Yes.
The existing rules make for physical meetings. Now, during the COVID years, when we didn't have physical meetings, it was by a special dispensation.
I know.
By the company and by the company registrar. Now, what this one says now is that in addition to what we already have in our articles, it's only allowed is in addition to. But you have to take it in conjunction with the existing articles.
Okay, if that is stated, it makes it clearer.
Oh, it's clear. I mean, that's the intention, yeah.
Unfortunately for me, I'm not a lawyer. I'm speaking as a layman. And what I found is that after we
have not removed the existing provision.
Okay, because I was going to come to that. Because
no, we have not removed it.
Okay.
So the whole idea is that if, God forbid, if COVID was to happen again, we can have hybrid meetings and so on.
No problem then.
And
Thank you.
Of course, one thing that came very clear through COVID.
Hello, let's hear the chairman now. Let's hear the chairman, please. Let's hear the chairman.
That non-physical participation should not invalidate meetings.
Okay.
I mean, so it just gives us the flexibility to carry on. I mean, now the provision with respect to annual general meetings like we are having today remains. It's not removed. This is just in addition. What that says, therefore, is that if for any reason next year you are unable to be here physically, you can still participate. Those who can come will come. Those who can't come will participate otherwise.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chairman, I don't think we'll be losing anything if we say in addition to physical meeting.
Because it's already in the articles. We are not removing, we are adding, we are not taking anything away.
Okay.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Okay, so can we resume the voting, please? If you are in favor with that clarification, 1A, if you are against 2B.
Just a minute, sir. Yes. Please let me know when the resolution is set back. We have 38, 40, 42. We have 56 shareholders voting, 59, 60, 63 shareholders voting, 64. Calm down, please. 6 seconds left. 5 seconds. 2 seconds. Time up. Please display the result. At the end of the voting on that resolution, we have 57 shareholders physically present voting and by proxy with total shares of 1,413,032,153, which represent 100%, while we have 17 shareholders here against, with total shares of 22,472. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Based on the results announced by the registrars, I declare the motion carried. The next item, which is the last item of business for today, is a special resolution which is to approve the remuneration of directors. The directors' remuneration has remained unchanged since its approval in 2022. At the 2022 annual general meeting, it is in the same aggregate sum of 22.7 million naira. So that figure remains unchanged. The same is now being tabled for approval in compliance with the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020. I therefore move the following motion: that the director's remuneration for this period to end 31st December 2023 be and are hereby fixed at the sum of 22,700,000 naira only. May I have a seconder for this motion? Okay, yes, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for recognition. My names are Honorable Balogun Oluwatoyin. I seconded that motion.
Thank you very much. Again, can you please conduct the poll?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, please display the resolution, which is to approve the remuneration of the directors. If you are voting for, please press 1A. If you are voting against, press 2B. We've gotten 23 shareholders voting, 27, 32, 35, 42, 45, 47, 49, 50 shareholders voting physically here, 55 shareholders, 57, 58, 59 shareholders have voted, 60 shareholders already voted, 61, 64 shareholders has voted, 64 shareholders, 64 shareholders, 65, 66, 67, 68 shareholders have voted, 69, 70 shareholders have voted, 73, 74 shareholders voted, 75. Please, calm down, please. We have 8 seconds left, 7 seconds, 3 seconds left, 2 seconds. Poll closed. Can you display the result? At the end of the voting on that resolution, which is to approve the remuneration of the directors, we have 79 shareholders voting physically and through proxy, with the total shares of 1,413,170,058 units, while we have 6 shareholders voting against that resolution with 692 units. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, following the results of the poll as announced by the registrar, I hereby declare the motion carried. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have now dealt with all the formal businesses of this annual general meeting. In the absence of any other matter to be considered, I would like to thank you on behalf of the board for the interest you have shown in the affairs of the company and finding the time to attend this meeting. I now declare this 58th annual general meeting closed. I wish you a safe journey to your various destinations. Thank you very much for attending. We will now sing the national anthem. Can we just sing the national anthem, please?
There are certain moments in the day when I need my me time to just unwind and indulge.
What is this?
The Cadbury goodness is in every pack of Cadbury 3-in-1 hot chocolate, making you feel cheerful and pleasant.
Now available in 30 grams and 450 grams.
My son has always dreamt of being in the spotlight. As his mother, it is my duty to help him live up to his dream. That's why I give him Bornvita every day, which contains iron, zinc, and vitamin C for everyday wellness to pursue his dreams. Bornvita, strength to dream.
Asking me how I can make all these people they book out for Carolina. They feeling the sound and the way I they give them the cocoa. Now don't they help me, we make me forgive them the lambao. Anytime when I breathe on them, I give people they confess I they give them the banga, banga. They do they give me the ginger when I deliver the people they shiver. Now don't they give me the liver. My sound it.
Many obstacles manifest. Waiting me person on the grace. As I dey on my race. Me no they fear disgrace. Make them hate if they want it. Me I no be their mate. Take my ginger to concentrate. I no come here to look your face. Enter studio with my niece. If I do it to make all of them they joke. Carry my tongue for pocket in case they do they joke. I no come here to play. I no come here to laugh me. I know they joke. The moment I come up for you, everywhere go bubble with smoke.
Before you do, I coming closer.